Breaking news, my wonderful people. Not only Buhari is to be impeached, not only Buhari, including the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo. So, this is what is happening now. They've raised an alarm that, listen, it cannot be one person, okay? It cannot be one person alone that we go through this. Ohanaeze Ndigbo have told the National Assembly, don't spell Osinbajo. If Buhari is to be impeached, they should both face it, because the call now is for Buhari to be impeached. But we know that Osinbajo cannot work because the position of a vice president is like a spare tire. And if you know a car very well, the spare tire is as if it has no work. It has nothing to do until something happens to one of the tires. That's when and only when, the spare tire will come into being. Anytime Buhari had opportunity to travel abroad and is not around, that is when, we see that the vice president come alive and show himself as the vice president and begin to give administration to the country. And so Ohanaeze Ndigbo are saying, we cannot continue like this. We just can't continue like this. We know that the vice president is a spare tire. However, it's part and parcel of a car. It's part and parcel. It's part of those who work for the progress of that very car and all that. And if one has failed, don't you spare Osinbajo. If you will impeach President Muhammadu Buhari, both have failed. Osinbajo must go as well. Ohanaeze tells National Assembly. The Ohanieze's group said that President Muhammadu Buhari, alongside Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, both failed in their primary responsibility of protecting Nigerians, so they should both live together. The group of Ohanaeze Ndigbo has urged the National Assembly not to spare the Vice President Yemi Osinbajo in its move to impeach President Muhammadu Buhari. The Ohanieze's group said the President Muhammadu Buhari and Osinbajo both failed in their primary responsibility of protecting Nigerians, so they should live together. The group secretary, Okechukwu, in a statement on Thursday, said the National Assembly's move to serve President Muhammadu Buhari an impeachment notice should not exclude the vice president. According to the group, if Buhari is impeached and Osinbajo takes over as acting president, as becoming an acting president, he cannot spare Osinbajo. Both must be taken seriously and must live together. Sahara Reporters has reported that senators threatens to serve an impeachment notice on President Muhammadu Buhari over his inability to tackle insecurity in the country. It reported that the Senate Minority Caucus gave Buhari 6 weeks to tackle insecurity in the country or face impeachment. Reacting to the threat of impeachment, Ohanaeze Ndigbo said if the impeachment threat served to President Muhammadu Buhari should be taken seriously and will happen at all, then Vice President Yemi Osinbajo must be part of that impeachment arrangement. Both of them failed, not just Buhari. The exemption of the Vice President from the impeachment threat shows that APC presidential candidate Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu stands to be a major benefactor of this whole thing. He added, Ohanaeze Ndigbo reminded the National Assembly that attempts to initiate the impeachment process against President Muhammadu Buhari without the vice president being involved are incomplete process and will create window of loopholes in the vice president to play a well ethic card of balance. We know who we are dealing with. So this is the words coming that Yemi Osinbajo should not be spared, though, that if Buhari will go, they should go together. That's the words coming, that if Buhari will go, they should go together over the insecurity. If one is said, but they've both failed. So it was not just one person that failed, Buhari and his cohort. Okay, so they said Ohanaeze Ndigbo have given the ultimatum that the National Assembly must not look at the vice president, as a person who, cannot be associated or grouped with this very statement, saying if one has to go, then both have to go. Okay, if one have to go, then both of them will have to go. So this is the words coming out, that if one have to go, both of them will have to go. Well, it is what it is. We will have to look at this more critically, because they said if one remains, it will seriously benefit, the man who is intending to become Nigerian's president, the person of the person of Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu. So if one is going, the consensus is that both of them should go. APC has failed Nigerians. But guys, do you feel the same way, considering the illustration I gave you, that Osinbajo is like, is not to, but is like, trying, because again, that's why Buhari can assign him a task to do, just to keep him busy. The vice president will give you your job description, and one of the things he gave Osinbajo to do was that he should look after the economy. Okay, and if you look at the economy today, just Friday we saw Minister of Employment and Labor and Employment Chris Ngige tell Nigerians that officially Nigeria is broke, may not be able to employ or pay salaries from next year. That was his words, so I'm just repeating what he said. May not be able to pay salaries from next year. As a result, may not be able to service her loan, and they carry out capital projects in the country because of things that have happened, that have gone on. Nigeria has no money. This is the same country right from January that Peter Obi has raised an alarm that the money that was supposed to be coming into the country's treasury is being diverted into personal funds. And guess what? Nobody said a word. When Peter Obi raised the alarm, everybody was as quiet as a mouse. Nobody, walked in that light to see to it that indeed that does not stand. Everybody pretended, kept quiet, and continued as if all is well. Today, you and I can see exactly what is going on, and it's a different ball game altogether. So if we want Nigeria to be safe, if we want better days for us all, we've got a duty to ensure that we stand up for what is right and we speak out together with one voice. Remember that every one of us must continue to speak out. Every one of us must continue to ensure, that we do not allow certain things to becloud our judgment, and we know exactly what we are looking out for. If things, if we continue like this, we will not get the best, we will not get the best in our government. So it is what it is. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like us, share, subscribe, click on the notification button so you can get all our latest news. God bless. Have a lovely and a fantastic day. Bye for now.